Any idea why I might have stopped you?
Yes, I was speeding.
You were speeding.
I thought you wanted to race her.
You thought, but you were in front of me. So you already won the race. Well, it's because that's what's called a pace. So pacing is when I do the same speed as you do. So you have any idea how fast you were going? 85. Add a couple more miles an hour to that. So let's see how good in math you are. Add 8 miles an hour onto 85. 93. Yes. Yeah. So,
Law&Crime Network, this one's for you. This is episode 19. One of my favorite episodes, just a great back and forth conversation with my suspect. It performed well initially, and so you get a little insight here because you're Law&Crime and you're awesome.
So this is Ironwood Road, right? Just the road. If you were on Interstate 10, you would still be speeding. Yeah. 93 is also criminal amount of speed. So just so you know, do your turn signals work?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You know how I don't know? Because you've never used one. So how much have you had to drink today? Because I can smell it coming out of the car. Okay. Do you a favor, hop out with me to meet me over in the back here so we can talk. Yeah, come on out. Okay. So, well, first of all, you do because there's Supreme Court case law that says you have to.
That's true.
Make sure you're careful. There we go. Hop on out here. There we go. Just come up over here. You can leave that on. So, no, don't. It's going to blow away. Okay. Well, you don't have a choice. And the reason for that.
No, he doesn't like Sam. No.
You're in. Yeah. Step on. I just don't want you in between the cars. Actually, keeping that on for your safety is a great idea.
I had a beer after work, and I'm looking for a hotel. It's not.
Why?
Give me speeding ticket, let me go.
Okay, do me a favor. Let's look this way.
Look at how exactly.
Let's look this way. Right.
There we go.
Put your hands behind your back. Right now, what you're going to be is you're going to be under arrest. Okay, you're under arrest for criminal speed. So you committed an offense.
If you're wondering why I placed him under arrest so quickly, it's because of all the pre-fight indicators that I saw. So he started ramping up. His voice got higher. His movements started getting more exaggerated. He became more aggressive. And I wanted to cut that off right at the knees. I didn't want to get into a fight with this guy on the side of the road. I didn't want to use any force more than the minimum that I could possibly use to take him into custody. So before he really got ramped up, I got handcuffs on him. Obviously, no use of force. Everything was fine. Later on in my conversation, he ends up saying that if he didn't have those cuffs on, that he would punch me in the face. So I was pretty glad to have those on because then I don't have to have a boxing match on the side of the road because I'm not a boxer.
Okay. And I stopped you for that offense.
All right.
Okay. So when you said, I can get my attorney on that, if you are going to get an attorney on me, because I arrested you for a criminal offense to which you committed, I will take that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm on the mountain of right, and your driving puts you in the valley of wrong.
Mountain of right and valley of wrong is a term that I've used for almost my whole career. I picked it up, I think, in a conversation with a dispatcher, like 20 years ago, like a long time ago. And I think it's just it stuck with me and seemed like a really easy way to delineate right from wrong and to explain people's positions, either on the mountain or in the valley. So it started then, and I've been using it ever since.
I would be remiss, as a member of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit, and as a lifelong arrestor of impaired drivers, if I didn't at least conduct a full and thorough investigation.
That's fair.
Right? That's fair? Because I feel like I want to be fair.
Absolutely.
Any pills, because your pupils are real small,
No,
nothing like that. Still cold, which I like. And Kill Lifter is great because you're drinking local.
It's all local.
I always appreciate, Four Peaks, kind of a local brewery.
Yeah.
Not while driving with a straw in it. We're going to go down to our substation, so we'll have a little bit more of a talk there. But right now, like I said, you being under arrest is something that's important for you to know. I also want to let you know that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Yeah, it's a criminal offense.
Yeah.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning and to be with you during questioning if you so desire. And if you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. Do you understand that?
Do I be arrested for speeding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Among other things.
Your speed is criminal. Reckless driving is criminal. Aggressive driving is criminal.
For speeding, jail overnight for speeding?
No, I never said I was going to take you to jail. I never said I was going to take you to jail. I said our substation.
I think you're overstepping your boundaries here.
Well, you have, so it's Deputy. is a formal title. If we're going to go formal titles.
So normally I don't have an extended back and forth with someone on the side of the road. I'm kind of there to take care of business. It's where a ton, wrecks happen. People run into police cars on the side of the road. So it's literally my least favorite place to be. However, because this guy's driving took us so far away from my closest backup, I didn't have anyone close to me because Pinal County is a quite rural county. And at this particular time, at this particular location, there was no one close to me. So I'm having this conversation because I don't have a cage in my car, so I can't secure him anywhere. And I have nothing to do. I can't get in my car because I have to have someone out with him, making sure he doesn't wander into traffic. So I just have to stand there and have this extended conversation with him.
However, right now, my boundary is keeping drivers safe. I keep drivers safe by arresting arrested drivers.
Have you ever sped?
I try not to.
I know damn well you have. You're that type that's you're such a badass, dude.
Nothing about me is badass.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Still today.
And take these cuffs off. Now, I'm not going to jail. I have not done done anything that was criminal.
Take these cuffs off. Okay.
Okay. Wow. So you're taking me to jail for speeding? I've never heard of that.
Just because you've never heard of it,
I think
doesn't mean it's.
Your boundaries here. I think you're.
You are free. One of the best things about this country is you are free to think what you like. It doesn't make you right.
I've never heard of somebody going to jail for speeding.
You should talk to more people.
You could draw my blood, anything.
We'll work.
Yep, we'll do that too.
I can't believe you're taking me to jail for speeding.
Again, I never said I was going to take you to jail. The word jail has never come out of my mouth. I don't want to take those handcuffs off you right now.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Jail for speeding.
Again, I never said jail.
I'm going to need you to show up.
I will 100. I promise. I really don't have. I try to take Sundays off. It's the Lord's Day.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to. I need a day that you're going to be in court for this.
Out of me. Is
This is completely extreme. You think you're like God right now.
Absolutely not.
Right? Are you God?
I am not God.
You're totally overstepping your boundaries. I was speeding, and you're taking me to jail. And I want an apology from you.
And you have an open container.
You will be charged.
And you're reckless driving.
You will be charged.
Tell me what I'm going to be charged with. I'd love to know.
Because why in the hell do you have the right, because you're a police officer, to criticize me?
I'm simply a trained observer.
You're criticizing me.
I don't think I've criticized you at all.
No. Yes, you have. You accuse me of possibly being on pills or something.
It's my job to ask those questions.
Well,
And that's wrong.
I'm simply conducting a full and thorough investigation, and it's my job to ask those questions. It's called an investigation. That's literally what you do, is ask questions.
You're an idiot.
You're
an idiot. I was going over 85, 90 miles an hour. Let me see the proof.
Okay.
Criminal is over 100, over 97. It's criminal.
Over 97. So 98 is criminal, but 97 isn't?
Over 100, I think, is criminal.
You're wrong.
I do this for a living.
In the state of Arizona, in every location, no matter where you are, if you are in excess of 20 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, it is criminal speed. That's it. Anywhere, on a highway, on a surface street, in a school zone, doesn't matter. If you're more than 20 over, you are technically committing criminal speed. So he was at 93 miles an hour, and I believe at the time the posted speed limit on that roadway, I believe, was 50. So he, obviously 43 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're more than double the threshold. So I was pretty safe feeling that I could place him into custody for that criminal speed violation.
Let's get this over with then, guys. Okay. Take me to jail or whatever.
I said you can't have an open container.
I got some trash in there.
That beer is cold to the touch.
So then you better record that for the court.
I did.
I have a Sam.
It was your word. I drank that hours ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago.
Nope, absolutely not. It can't
How
be.
do you know?
Because it can't be as cold as it is right now.
You do not have anything to measure the temperature.
Like my hand.
Just my hand.
Take to court.
Like I grabbed it and said, that's cold.
Your word against mine. My criminal past, there is none, especially with driving, is perfect. So your word against mine is.
Okay.
I'm older than you.
You absolutely
are. I've been driving
are.
longer than you have.
You have,
I'm
sir.
a better driver than you.
That might be up for debate.
And what are you, a state trooper? That's state? Yeah, I do pay state taxes in Arizona.
As I said before, I'm a deputy. I work for the sheriff's office.
Okay. Well, that makes you even. No wonder you're doing this. You're less significant. You don't have the jurisdiction that a state trooper does. and you just want to...
Actually not true.
You want to say, hey, I got power, I'm this and that. Man, just get the out of my face. You're making me sick. On Sunday, say your prayers to God.
Absolutely.
Because I promise you will suffer for this. I promise you will pay for this. Dirtbags. These weren't on, I'd probably punch.
Good thing they're on.
Deputy Schmidlin's my partner. Deputy Schmidlin, this is...
Interestingly enough, the guy that comes, my partner, whose name is Schmidlin, Deputy Schmidlin, he worked for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. At the time, we've known each other for years. He is a close friend of mine. So he pulls up in the car that I'm driving right now. He's pretty old school, so he put this guy in the front seat, seat belted him in, and then drove him to the Sheriff's Office substation while I waited for the tow. Strange enough, he left the traffic unit. He promoted to sergeant, so he's now Sergeant Schmidlin. And when he left, I took his car. So that's actually how I got the white Charger. I took it when he left, and I was the next most senior guy that needed a vehicle. So they gave me that one, and I cycled out of the blue one. So that was the time that I switched from the blue Charger to the white Charger. So interesting that my current car made a cameo in this one, just as a transport vehicle.
That's fine, but don't talk about my friend that way, man.
Yeah, so what I'll do...
There we go. Defending my honor.
There we go. Yep. Have a talk. There we go. Gabapentin.
Oh, look, pills.
Penton has an impairment.
That I said he was on.
Gabapentin.
Oh, yeah. That's why his pupils look the way that they do.
I'm like, hey, you do any pills? He's like, no. I'm like, your pupils sure are small. He does not like me, but I've already told him that he's under arrest. I know.
I wonder why. You're such a kind-hearted soul.
Come on, Chuck.
Can you see if you can get... He said he'd submit to a blood draw.
Yeah, he told me that too.
So if you can do that portion of this, I'll take care of this. Thanks, partner.
He did. And there goes his car, going to car jail. I never said I was going to book him into jail. He didn't only apologize. I mean, he was emphatic that he was so sorry about how he acted. He ended up actually being a really nice guy. His rationale was, I had ruined his day, so he was trying to say anything he could say to ruin my day. Obviously, he doesn't know that I'm a stoic, and that nothing he says could ruin my day, but he apparently learned that through our encounter. But he ended up being a really nice guy. We did the blood draw, finished everything. He got his tickets, went on his way, but ended up being a really nice guy and just had trouble kind of containing his emotions for being stopped. And that's what caused that whole interaction I had on the side of the road. So that's actually how this ended. Criminal charges were filed and all that good stuff. So, and I never heard from him again.
Do you have a driver's license?
I got my ID with me.
That's not a driver's license.
But it is identification though.
Okay. No, absolutely it is. Do you have a valid driver's license?
You haven't told me when I got pulled over first, so.
Because you don't have a valid driver's license.
We are looking at this video just for Law&Crime. So this is episode number 24. So we're kind of starting to get ramped up through the Fridays with Frank series. This one ended up being a favorite of fans just because of the contact that I happen to have with the guy that was driving here and kind of how the investigation progressed. And we're going to take a look at it now.
How do you know I don't have a valid driver's license?
Because you're the registered owner of this vehicle.
You have to get a supervisor out here because you're not telling me what you've got me for.
No. Like so many other people on the internet, first thing he wants is for me to call my supervisor. My boss is busy. He's a busy guy. He runs 2 different aspects of the traffic unit. He's not coming out to every stop that someone just willy-nilly wants a supervisor there because they've seen it on the internet. Some city agencies might be different. They might have supervisors that are in closer proximity, might be in a smaller geographic area, a lot of different variables. For the sheriff's office, where we're spread out everywhere, just because someone says it doesn't mean it happens. So they can ask all they want. Ultimately, it's up to me if I decide to give them a supervisor or not. In this particular case, the answer is no.
Because you are the registered owner of this vehicle, and you do not have a valid driver's license.
You don't call your supervisor first, because
so we don't...
You didn't pull me over just to take my name?
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I did.
You wanted my ID, there's my identification.
That's right.
When I ask him for his driver's license, he provides an Arizona identification card. In the state of Arizona, that suffices as a form of identification. Now, it's not a driver's license, But there is a specific charge in the state of Arizona that says you have to provide evidence of identity when you're stopped in a traffic stop. So because he provided that ID card, he met the requirements where I could not charge him with that extra charge of failing to provide ID. So he at least had enough of his couple ducks in a row to know that he needed an ID card to avoid another charge. So got to give him some credit.
You see our registration, current proof, insurance for your vehicle also, please.
I'm not getting nothing because you didn't tell me what I get pulled over for.
I already told you.
No, he didn't.
I said you do not have a valid license.
Nah, dude, I'm not going to get bullied today. I'm not going to get bullied by a cop.
What about this is being bullied?
You're going to enforce it, I know that, so...
I am, because it's the law, right?
You're being a bully right now, dude.
Well,
you never told me what I got pulled over for. You just want to check my name? That's illegal, I think.
Well, I told you, because I already checked your name, and that's how I know that you're...
So then I'm free to go because I have no warrants, right?
Well, you're not free to go because you're driving while your license is currently suspended.
No.
No?
Yes.
No? What about that?
You don't want to run my ID.
I already know. I already ran it.
So you just like rain everybody's privacy or what?
Yeah, you have no expectation.
For no traffic. I didn't cross lanes or overcross or speed.
Okay.
I'm gonna fight it. Dude.
You can fight it all you want. You have no expectation of privacy on the information contained on your license plate.
I know.
And you're the registered owner of this vehicle.
There we go.
Which means that when I run your license plate and I check your license status and it comes up as being suspended from a citation that you received from Chandler Police Department, it gives me what's called reasonable suspicion. So are you refusing to provide all of the other information that I requested?
Yeah, because I gave you an ID already.
Okay, absolutely. Hang tight, sir.
Before I contacted him, I already knew everything. I knew everything I needed to know. He gives me an ID card, no driver's license. He doesn't have a driver's license because it's suspended. So I knew everything. This is all of the databases that are available to me or what I used. So this wasn't really, this wasn't crazy detective work. This is pretty like 101 basic police work, is what led me to initially stop this vehicle.
Who's the registered owner of this vehicle, who appears to be impaired, so we're gonna deal with that also.
Absolutely impaired.
Very friendly towards law enforcement.
Not friendly at all.
We will run license plates, looking for the registered owner's information. We run license plate, comes up with whoever the registered owner is, their information, their driver's license number, subsequently their license status, which for him is not valid.
You didn't even tell me what you pulled me over for.
I told you, because you're knowingly driving a vehicle while your license is suspended.
That's why you don't have a driver's license.
That's not it. That's just invasion of privacy, dude.
I don't. That's not the way things work.
Look, you want to take my car. I see what you're trying to do, dude.
Well, why would I want your car?
Because
have you used methamphetamine lately?
No, see, you're just being a bully, dude.
There's nothing about this. It's just an investigatory question because you seem to be showing those signs and symptoms that would be consistent with it.
So I should just calm down then.
Well, I'm calm.
If you were doing it right, you physically enforce it right now, dude. But right now you're waiting on somebody else to help you and shit.
I'm not.
Because you're really being a bully, dude. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, would you be willing to do some field sobriety tests for me just to make sure that you're okay and that you're sober?
What do you mean? Why? You didn't even tell me I was swerving, I was doing this and very driving.
You don't have to. It's simply all I need is reasonable suspicion. No, that's it. Don't. Have you had a lot of contacts with the police?
Like I do, but you guys are all bullies, dude.
Okay, all of us? So I feel like that's a pretty gross generalization of an entire occupation. You haven't made eye contact with me once. You're real fidgety in there, and I'm trying to figure out why we have this lack of communication.
Bully, dude.
I don't feel like I'm a bully.
No, that's not.
Like I've been respectful with you, right?
You're punking me for my.
But
I'm not getting punked on my dude.
I don't feel like that's accurate.
Yeah, I feel like that's accurate, dude, because I wouldn't be the way I am right now.
Okay. But I don't understand why you're so hostile towards me. Everything that I've done has been audio, video recorded, and there's nothing about this that's improper, illegal, immoral, unethical, or against any sort of policy for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. Okay?
You want to take me out my car like a criminal, dude. You want to pull me out like a criminal?
Well, you're committing a criminal offense. That makes you a criminal.
If I was, then you'd physically pull me out myself.
But I don't want to physically pull you out. I run registrations all day long.
Yeah.
Looking for expired registrations, looking for suspended plates.
There's my partner.
Suspended drivers. I do it all day long. Here's my partner on the other side here. So what you're going to do is, just want to make sure we take those out, put those up there. So go on, hop out for me.
No, I'm not hopping out, dude.
So I don't want to, if you don't get out because you're under arrest for a criminal offense.
I didn't do anything wrong. He didn't tell me what I got pulled over for. He didn't say I was speeding or swerving or anything.
Okay.
He just said, hey, let me see your...
When you get out in this vehicle...
Check and see if the door, unlock it, boom, door's open.
Tell me right now.
So this is what we're going to do. I'm either going to, you can be cool and you can get out on your own.
I'm not getting out because that's what you guys want. You guys want me to think like...
No, we do not want you to physically fight us.
I don't want you to, I'm giving you...
Fight, dude, but
listen to me.
You guys want me to agree with you and I'm not
Nope, you don't have to agree with me. However, you are required by law when given an order to listen to that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to obey. If you don't get out of the car, I'm going to remove you. And when I remove you, I'm going to put my hands on you in a manner that is much more aggressive than the conversation that we're having right now. Okay, are you going to get out? Get out. Out. Come on, get out. Out you come.
Right, you guys are ready your car for it?
That's it. Just like that. He didn't fight.
And behind his back.
He just didn't want to get out, so I put my hands on him.
See? Very simple. See how easy that was? So right now, like I said, you're under arrest for driving on a suspended license. There's also suspicion of DUI.
No, dude.
Okay, because you're showing signs and symptoms of drug impairment, and it's my job to make sure that you're driving while safe. Okay? Not only the fact that you're you're unsuspended, but also the fact that you have all these signs and symptoms that are consistent with impairment.
You're saying that, dude, because you know you get me agitated, dude. Like,
sir, there's nothing I've done.
I guess I am playing into the mind games that you're giving me, but like, dude, like, I'm not drunk or anything like that, dude. I'm on break right now. I'm just going to work.
Not drunk.
I know you're not drunk. Hang tight back here.
Take my away,
no, sir. That's not my job. Oh, some people just don't like us. I don't know what to tell you. It's marijuana. That's a marijuana pipe.
Marijuana.
He refused to submit to a consent draw of his blood. So I obtained an e-warrant, an electronic warrant through the Superior Court, which was granted, and now he no longer has the right to refuse. And we will, if needed, take blood by force in order to obtain evidence for the crime to which I believe he committed.
Ocotillo was the road you were on.
I should take Trinity Road then.
Yep, absolutely. Or you could just very simply stay out of Pinal County.
Chamber of Commerce is, like, their entire job is to bring people into their community. I'm pretty much the opposite of that. I pretty much told this guy, hey, don't come to Pinal County. Like, he doesn't know how to, obviously doesn't know how to obey the law. He's not the kind of citizen that we want in Pinal County. So I pretty much kindly told him that he could not come back and there would be no hard feelings. So I'm the opposite of the Chamber of Commerce.
But you could always try being nice, because that's... Yeah. Well, I haven't been mean to you, right? I mean, even when I put my hands on you, I wasn't mean to you.
So another case that we get a lot of questions on as to how it ended was a guy that I stopped because he was suspended while he was driving.
It is very common for law enforcement officers to type their reports, fill out all the paperwork, send their case to whatever attorney, county attorney, city attorney, whatever it is, and never hear about that case again. It is overly common. That's exactly what happened in this particular scenario. I filled out all the paperwork, did all the follow-up, submitted the blood, got the toxicology results back, filed all the paperwork, never heard about it again. Fast forward to Fridays with Frank episode number 107, where I had the county attorney ride with me. County attorney here in Arizona is an elected official, and he is the highest lawyer in the county. So county attorney at this time, his name is Kent Volkmer. He was, at the time when this is videoed, the Pinal County attorney. So he rode with me. He had knowledge through his office of how this case ended up coming to conclusion. So I learned it here.
Whatever happened with that?
So, you know this, a lot of people when they get pulled over, they are the smartest attorney and the most knowledgeable of the law of anybody in our community. If you don't believe them, just ask them because they'll tell you.
Absolutely true.
An actual attorney appointed to them, and they sort of explained that no, you did have the right to lawfully stop him. You followed everything by the book. It was a legitimate stop, and he was under the influence. Oh. He pled. He acknowledged that he was under the influence of methamphetamine. He again pled to an...
Which is what I said.
Spent a day in jail, was put on probation, received a fine, and had his license suspended.
More suspended.
Correct.
There's a guy with a video camera in the back seat. That's Sam. So Sam is the cameraman at this time in the sheriff's office. He is a member of the public information office, and his job is to make all of the social media videos for the sheriff's office. So not just about me, but about all of the units that we have, our aviation, search and rescue, our canines, patrol guys that are out there just doing the job every day. Sam's the guy that made all those videos. Also, he is the brains behind the entire Fridays with Frank series.
There were all sorts of comments about, that I didn't have the right to stop him, and, because I had run his license plate. And it has always been my understanding that none of the information contained within the license plate is private. That is property, more or less property of the state. Am I interpreting that right?
Yes, it's a privilege to be able to drive. So the reality is you are exercising a privilege to drive on our roads, and we have certain restrictions that you have to have a valid license plate, you have to have a valid driver's license as well. So yes, you are certainly within your rights as a law enforcement officer to run plates, to look at different things that catch your attention to see. And then in this case, obviously you ran the plate, you saw that the owner had a suspended license, it looked like it was him, so you initiated a stop, all completely above board.
There it is.
71, passing all these cars.
Got him.
That guy right there.
On his brakes. This is episode number 33. To date, it is the most watched episode of Fridays with Frank in the entire history of the series. So I met this guy. I saw him here. I was hoping to see him again. I'll let you know how that turns out.
See your driver's license, please.
Yes, sir. Can I ask what you pull over for?
Absolutely. As soon as I see your driver's license, I will be very happy to tell you.
That's not how it works. Can you tell, first of all, what's your name and your badge number?
I'm sorry. I do this for a living. You don't. I tell you how this works. Let me see your driver's license, or I'm going to pull you out of your car and arrest you for failing to provide ID.
One of the most often asked questions about my contact here is, why didn't you just tell him? Why didn't you just de-escalate it? Well, de-escalation is an option, but not one I have to choose. Just based on his demeanor, based on the verbiage that he used, I knew the direction that this was going to go. And the easiest way for me to get ahead of the craziness of all of this ton of questions that he was going to ask was to demand his driver's license, and if he didn't provide it, to place him under arrest. That's the direction it was going. It makes everything very linear when I ask those very simple questions, and if I don't get the correct response, per Arizona state law, it lets me just place him under arrest, and then everything is done. So that's the direction that I was going down. Could I? Absolutely. It's simply my reading of the situation, me being able to kind of see what was coming. At this point, I had over 20 years on in this job. I've done literally tens of thousands of traffic stops. So I knew the kind of guy that I was standing there, and I wasn't going to play this game of answering every single question that he asked. And that's not my job to entertain that.
This is a legal request. I don't want to hear any other words out of your mouth except here's my driver's license. Please.
Some people's kids.
Absolutely. I need your driver's license so I know who you are. I am not asking you. I am telling you. Give me your driver's license.
My name is...
I don't want your name. I want a physical ID as required by Arizona law.
I am asking you when I'm getting pulled over.
I will tell you as soon as I see your driver's license.
You're a terrible human. So this guy had a gross misconception as to how the sequence of traffic stops goes. And other states are different. I can only speak for the state of Arizona. So please don't take this as a proclamation that laws are like this in every state. However, in the great state of Arizona, I don't have to answer a single question from a driver at all about absolutely anything. I don't. It's not required by Arizona law. It's simply a common courtesy. So when he is asking for all of this stuff, name and badge number is obviously going to end up being on his ticket anyway, so he's going to get that. But when he asks, what did I get stopped for? What's your name and badge number? I don't have to answer any of that. So he's under a misconception that I have to jump when he says jump, and I think he learned through the course of this that I did not. There's Sam. Sam's interested now.
I get some identification of the reason why I'm getting pulled over. That's
All right. Well, I'm Deputy Sloup. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit.
How easy that was.
You're traveling 71 miles an hour in a posted 45-mile-per-hour zone. We also see registration, current proof insurance, please.
Can I do some roadback?
Unless it's going to magically appear in your hands, you would have to, right?
Seems like a pretty simple.
All of your information still current, still living on Mesa?
I don't answer any questions.
Okay.
Great human.
I had to get on my phone.
You're the one who decided that it needed to be recording, so you could also use it to provide current proof insurance.
He's recording me, which obviously not a big deal. He can record me all he wants, does not bother me a bit. I'm sure he has some right to record me. I don't care. Not a big deal. But while he is recording me and being a jerk while doing so, and then is like, well, my insurance is on my phone. Like, that's a you problem, right? You have to provide evidence of financial responsibility. It's Arizona state law. If you have to stop recording, which you have chosen to do, that's not a Frank problem. That's a you problem. So fix your own problem. So he had to stop recording, go into his phone, update his insurance app. That's a problem that you've created. Hard to refute that. There goes a motor zipping by on his scooter.
He wants me to update.
Are you required to provide it in a amount of time that would be...
Right, it's coming up right now.
Okay.
This episode is longer, and it's longer because Sam didn't edit out one single second of one-on-one contact that I had with this driver. So from my initial approach, the entire time that I waited for him there at the window, and then my second approach when I issued the citation, nothing was cut out. So what you see is what you get on this, and that's the real time.
Let's give me 15 seconds.
So while I'm sitting here and I am a public servant, is there any other questions I can answer for you, reference our contact? Okay, just want to make sure. All right, well, you keep working on that. There's no reason to be confrontational like that. There was no part of my contact with him was confrontational. Super simple and cordial, and he just, for some reason, just can't seem to understand that there's a sequence of events that transpires here in Pinal County. And if he doesn't like that, maybe he needs to move back to Mesa.
Again, the opposite of bringing people in.
I need your driver's license. He's like, I'd be happy to give it to you. But before that, when he wasn't recording me, he absolutely wouldn't.
So not only is this the most watched video in the history of Fridays with Frank, but then the anti-cop YouTube community found it. And they blasted it all over YouTube. So we got a ton of shares and negative comments and interactions and people fighting online, none of which I care about. But also, people called into the sheriff's office in absolute droves to voice their displeasure about how I contacted this guy. And the sheriff's office didn't care one bit about it. They didn't care because they didn't care about people's opinions, because that's not our job. We are not in the court of public opinion to see what the internet says and allow that to direct our actions. We go based on policy, Arizona law, no issues there. So all those people that called in and left complaints on voicemails or sent emails, no one in the sheriff's office cared about any of those. So if you're a troll and you did that, you wasted your time.
So it's that's why you can't believe everything that you see online, is because there was that whole entire contact that happened, and then he starts to record, and all of a sudden he's just the nicest guy, and I'm this big mean guy that's just demanding stuff. I would imagine he will interpret the fact that he's getting a ticket as a result of his terrible attitude, when really it's just the fact that he is just violating Arizona motor vehicle law. So in case you're wondering what 71 miles an hour at 1,065 feet looks like on a laser, that's what it is. And that was his speed. So after I locked him in on this, I watched him drive past me, never lost sight of him, pulled in right behind him. So I'm sure this is the type of guy that wants to find some sort of, I don't know, but something to fight in this.
All right, kind sir. Can I have a contact phone number for you with an area code first, please? Sure, absolutely. Okay. Well, all the
supervisor?
No. No, you can contact one by phone. Super easy.
I'm requesting a supervisor. You denying?
I can give you the contact phone number for the sheriff's office. Absolutely. It's area code 520.
1 out of 9.
Sorry, dispatchers.
Yep.
Do you normally, just a couple questions for you, do you normally threaten to pull people out of the car just for them asking why they got pulled over?
100% when they refuse to provide identification like you did.
But isn't that a secondary offense? Arizona's not a stop and ID state.
No. He used the word stop and ID, which is correct if he was walking. So if he was walking down the road, I couldn't just pick him out of a crowd with no other reasonable suspicion or articulable facts that crime was afoot, that he was going to commit a crime or anything like that. Just John Q. citizen walking down the road. He is absolutely correct in that I can't stop him and make him identify himself. He is absolutely correct on that. If you're walking, as soon as you get in a vehicle, you no longer have that right.
Like I asked you why I was being pulled over.
That's correct.
And you didn't want to tell me until I use it as a predecessor.
That's correct, because I need to know who I'm talking to first.
Well, hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Per civil rights and law.
Civil rights and laws. What an idiot. There was no violation of anything on my part, whether with agency policy or Arizona state law. So what he is saying about me violating laws, none of that is correct. And obviously, because we wouldn't put it on the internet if I did something wrong. Like, let's just look at it like that. If I was doing something wrong, we own all of this content. We just wouldn't put it out on the internet if I did something wrong. So we videoed it. My entire chain of command saw this video, up into including the sheriff. So it went from me at the bottom to the sheriff at the top, and everyone in between watched this video and said that there was nothing wrong with it. So, and then we consulted the law, enforcement attorneys. So we have attorneys that represent the sheriff's office. They also watched this and saw nothing wrong with it. So nothing was wrong with it from the law enforcement side. Nothing was wrong with it from the attorney side. Nothing is wrong with this. So no matter what trolls say on the internet, or people who watch this and say, well, he did this wrong, he did that wrong, all I can do is go by what my superiors say and what people with bar numbers and law degrees say. And that's what they said.
Or unless I'm being
failing to provide evidence of identity is a criminal offense.
It's a secondary offense.
Doesn't matter. It's an offense.
It doesn't. Officer Sloup, if you will let me speak, and then I'll let you speak. Is that right?
No.
You don't want to let me speak?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not here for a back and forth. This isn't I talk and you talk. It is, absolutely.
Normally, per the civil rights.
The civil rights.
This has nothing to do with civil rights.
Per the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, which you hold an oath to uphold, I know it's very, very disappointing because I like to follow the rules too. Obviously, I don't.
Obviously, you don't.
However,
well, you like to follow rules except for speed limits that you don't like to follow.
It's objective or subjective. That's the cursor. Okay, so if
So we're
Just exhausting.
games. We can play word games here.
We can play word games as long as you want.
Just exhausting.
That's per the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, to secure my own rights to hold my identity. Unless, especially in a state that's not a stop and ID state, aren't you supposed to tell me why you're pulling me over?
No.
Absolutely. I have no.
The term sovereign citizen gets thrown around a lot. I don't think that this guy raised to the level of that philosophy of being a sovereign citizen. His verbiage just wasn't there. He didn't have all the documentation of, case laws that no one pays attention to, and maritime law. And we're in the desert. No one cares about maritime law here. So is sovereign? No. I think this guy just watched a lot of videos, was probably a graduate of the YouTube law school, and thought that he was able to throw some verbiage out that made him feel more knowledgeable than what was proven to be correct.
There was absolutely no requirement for me to tell you. I told you as a common courtesy because
Absolutely correct.
we do during traffic stops.
I know, but it's what you normally do. That's not what the law says you do.
It is what the law says.
Law.
It is. It's not a stop and ID state.
It is. It's not a law.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
There's no law that says I have to.
And you are certainly going to get one. So, all the information up at the top is yours. Vehicles information's here. It says today at 10:05, you're 71 and a posted 45. Now, RMP stands for reasonable and prudent, and that's what the speed limit is. And you're 71 miles an hour and a posted 45. Got you on laser, the most accurate of all speed detection devices.
Still true.
I'm sorry?
You have a printout or a screenshot?
No. I have a screenshot, yes.
Can I have that?
You cannot.
How come?
Because I have no way to print it out in my car. So, the direction you're facing right now is eastbound in the number 1 lane. State Route 24 at Meridian was the closest intersection. Your citation is for speed greater than reasonable and prudent. You're cited into the Santan Justice Court, which is located up in Chandler.
So right here, you hear me say that this court jurisdiction is the Santan Justice Court in Chandler, Arizona. That is correct. However, it's also where the wheels fall off of this case. The Santan Justice Court is in a different county than Pinal County. It's in Maricopa County. Not a big deal. It was the correct court jurisdiction for the location to which this offense took place. So I cited him correctly, but all of our citations are submitted electronically. No one goes to the court with a piece of paper that says, here's a citation. Everything goes electronically. So that's kind of where things went astray here.
You have a court date only if you wish to appear on the first day of November at 9 o'clock in the morning. If not, your phone number right here leads you to the court. Knowledgeable court staff there will be able to answer any questions you have, including giving you any sort of information on traffic school. This right here is the driver's license, the registration to which you provided, and an exact carbon copy of the citation. All right. Any further questions I can answer for you today, sir? All right. And just so you know, my sergeant is Sergeant Erickson. He's the person that you're going to... Thanks for putting your window up.
Terrible human.
So you don't want to talk to me anymore. I really hope that this goes to court. I hope with every fiber of my being that I get to go and see him again. Because there's not a judge anywhere in the state of Arizona that would entertain that tomfoolery that just happened there.
At this time, we were just ramping up a new ticket system. So we were going from handwritten tickets to electronic tickets. Well, not very many tickets had been written into Maricopa County from Pinal County. So although the court jurisdiction that I wrote the citation into was correct, the citation never made it to the court electronically. It was just a glitch in the system. We were still working out the bugs. I never thought about it, which is, again, my own ignorance, something that I could have done better. So I never did any follow-up. And I never do on citations because they just go electronically. We had been using this particular ticket system for months within Pinal County, didn't have any issues. And I didn't think about, again, my own fault, the fact that citing someone into another county would cause a problem. And it did. So this gentleman went to court on his assigned date, just like I told him in the video. He goes to court. When he gets there, the court says, hey, we never got a citation. We have no idea what you're talking about. Citation got dismissed. Not a big deal. I mean, it happens. The really good thing is the court then called me and said, hey, this guy came in and said you wrote a ticket to him. He showed us the ticket and we never got it. So this guy, the bright side, the silver lining to this, was the catalyst for us to fix that glitch. So from then, we ended up going all the way up to the state. The ticket system is a system that the entire state uses. So agencies all over the state use this particular citation system. And we went all the way up to the state level to pretty much open up the door between Pinal County and Maricopa County. So now it's fixed. There hasn't been a problem since this time. But ultimately, this guy got away with it. And you know what? That's not a big deal. There's no fault within the sheriff's office. I didn't receive discipline for it. It's just something that happens. I mean, life is not perfect. Everything is far from perfect. I am far from perfect. But we worked to glitch out, and we kind of made it through. Ultimately, we came out of this better. I hold no emotional attachment to citations I write or reports I write. So, this guy got off. Cool. It's a civil. He could have just went to traffic school and ended up with the same result, which was it's gone. So that's it. It happened. The anti-cop community got a hold of it and were like, Frank didn't go to court. He didn't turn in his tickets. It's all electronic. We don't turn in tickets anymore. He got an electronic copy of a ticket, printed out on a printer in my car that prints out citations. There is no, just sometimes things just happen. And that's kind of what happened here. So this guy ultimately got off. Good for him, man. I mean, sometimes, that happens.